Good morning, beautiful people. My name is Alison Monrose, and guess what? It is finally Friday. Ooh, ooh. That's right, guys. It is Friday, so it's time to free up and have an amazing day. Today's show is going to be two very familiar faces, but I'm not even going to tell you too much about that because I want you to stick around to find out more about them. Now, before we get into all that great stuff, let's take a stop at the news desk for this morning's headlines.
Good morning. The calls continue to come from the opposition for the details of the MOU signed with cruise port operator Global Ports Holdings and the current administration to be made public.
You look at the fishermen in Soufrière. The Soufrière Bay is a fishing priority area. What becomes of that? What was the consultation with the fishers in Soufrière? Where are they going to moor their boats in the Barons Drive area? The water taxi operators, was there any consultation with them? If you look at Soufrière again, the jetties are managed, operated by the Soufrière Foundation, and they collect jetty fees daily. Annually, the fees collected amounts to over $300,000. You have the dock wardens, you have security, and so on. If Global Port is to take over the Soufrière port, the docks, what becomes of those employees? What becomes of that revenue for the foundation, which all of it goes into the development, the programs, and so on of the town of Soufrière? So there are many, many unanswered questions. There are vendors on the waterfront. There are vendors who are established at concession booths at the Hummingbird Beach Park. Is the Hummingbird Beach Park going to be part of this development? What happens to the vendors? What happens to the establishments there? The Old Trafford complex. What happens to the Old Trafford complex? Are they going to reclaim land in Soufrière? Have they carried out any studies as to the depth of the water in Soufrière, the current?
The opposition is calling on the Labour administration for answers. The manner in which it is going about this development proposal, says the opposition Senator Herod Stanislas, goes contrary to the SLP's slogan of putting the people first. On November 8th, 2022, 26-year-old Ligon Everest, a resident of Moshi in Grosley, was formally charged for causing the death of Nevern Dujon, which occurred between 10 p.m. on Sunday, October 16th and midnight on Monday, October 17th, 2022 at Beausejour in Grosley. Everest was escorted before the First District Court in Castries on November 9th, where he was remanded in custody until February 7th, 2023 for case management in the Magistrates Court. Minister for Sustainable Development Sean Edward made an impassioned plea on the global stage of COP27 in Egypt for small island developing states to receive climate financing for loss and damage due to the effects of climate change. Minister Edward made his address during a high-level COP27 panel discussion on Thursday.
When you look at loss and damage, for me, it is something that is stackable because, as I would have intimated earlier, before you are able to deal with one disaster, there's another on your doorstep. And you find yourself in this cycle where you never fully recovered. But there's so many other demands on the national front that you have to deal with. And the little that you have by way of national income, it is always a tough decision in terms of what is allocated to healthcare. During the pandemic, I can tell you in St. Lucia, we had a particular situation where, we never saw COVID impacting our education system the way it did. And I'm sure no small island state throughout the world was spared. Then we had to make the rapid transition from face-to-face instruction to online learning. But you cannot have an effective online learning platform if the students don't have devices. So whereas you want to continue with your city fences and you want to deal with matters of adaptation, you also have 26,000 school children who do not have devices in sufficient amounts to allow education to continue.
12 years ago in Copenhagen, developed countries pledged over $100 billion annually to less wealthy nations to mitigate and adapt to rising global temperatures. However, this promise has not been kept. Finally, the United Workers' Party will host a series of town hall meetings to discuss St. Lucia's ascension to the Caribbean Court of Justice, or CCJ. Deputy Chairperson of the party, Fortuna Belrose, says the objectives of the public engagements will be to sensitize St. Lucians about the functions of the CCJ and the impact it could have on the lives of St. Lucians. The opposition, though not against the ascension, has, however, registered its disappointment in the current administration for using its majority in the House of Parliament to unilaterally proceed with adopting the CCJ as the island's final appellate court.
St. Lucians must understand the move from the Privy Council is a move away from a tier of judges seen as objective and removed from interference. Secondly, we want to create an awareness on the significance of this decision by the government with a large majority in the House. When a government has a large majority in the House, we must guard against any tendency to railroad legislation through the House without consultation with the people, especially in cases such as the CCJ, which is a major shift in our appeals court structure. The people of St. Lucia are not being given the opportunity to have a say in this critical matter. And for a government that pledged to put people first, we thought this matter would be a priority.
Belrose says the current administration has not sufficiently educated the public about what all this will mean, and she has highlighted concerns about political interference in the court's decisions. Those are your top stories. Thanks for watching. Good morning.
Thanks, News Team, and stay right where you are because we'll be right back. Thanks for sticking around. Now we're kicking things off with a very familiar face. As you know, we always talk about Island Mix. So we're going to show you the face behind Island Mix and tell you a little bit more about what it is and how you can participate in some very interesting things. So let's see what Nadia has to say. Good morning, beautiful people. We are still at Island Mix, and for those of you who do not know, this is Nadia and she is the owner of Island Mix. So as you can see, the beautiful area has a beautiful face attached to it. So how are you doing this morning, Nadia?
I'm good. After seeing you, I'm even better.
Oh wow, look at her trying to make me blush on camera. Now, we know that this place is beautiful, but a lot of people don't really know what exactly is Island Mix. So could you just let them know a little bit more about Island Mix and how it all came to be?
Absolutely. So Island Mix started, I would say, about 9 years ago in a smaller unit near to Ultra Lounge. And after a year, we outgrew the area because the artisans needed somewhere to display their stuff. And I found here, and I moved in here to give them more space. So a little bit about Island Mix in the growth that we have done. It's not only an art shop. We have an Airbnb room that faces the water, and it's part of our establishment. We have a cafe that is now run by Caribbean Blend Restaurant. We also have an office space that is a psychologist in there, and she has that area. And we do events. We have a bar. We have lunches, Caribbean Blend lunches. I do rum cakes. If you've never had one of my rum cakes, you really need to stop by. And artisans just come and bring their stuff. Some of them I buy outright, some of them leave them on consignment. And we've basically become known as the art shop and craft shop of St. Lucia.
Wow, so everybody trusts your store, everybody knows. Now, if you've ever been to Island Mix, and I know you need to get down here because in every little corner of this place is magic. Now, I know everybody might say magic is for kids or they don't believe in magic, but let me tell you, when you enter here, everywhere is so magical. If you keep your eyes open, there's a lot of little surprises everywhere you go. Now, I'm not going to give it all away because I need you to come down over here to Island Mix to check it out because honestly, it is a great place to be. Now, Nadia, I know Island Mix is not all you do. You're an artist of your own caliber, and I want the people to know a little bit more about who Nadia is and what she does.
Well, I have been living in St. Lucia for 14 years, and when I first came, there wasn't anybody that was really doing a lot of jewelry, like, and I mean more costume jewelry. I like bold jewelry. I like big pieces and statement pieces. So I started to make jewelry, and it has now grown, and I am very well known in the Caribbean. It has a brand of its own, and that's where the home of it is. The home of it is here at Island Mix. So I make jewelry, and then I export, and people come to buy, and we have a great time.
So I'm assuming that the earrings you're wearing right now, you made them.
Absolutely. They're made of fish scales. It's a tarpon fish. I love designing with them. They're really light and nice, and they kind of float. I do necklaces, I do earrings. I'm about to put out my Christmas collection. My catalog is online. So you can find it on the website www.designsbynadia.ca, and basically that's about it. I love the arts, so I encourage anybody who's doing arts to be part of the establishment. We do art classes, we have children's art classes, we have sip and wine. And most recently, I am working or helping out a nonprofit group that is an after 3 program. And so we've collaborated to give them a hand to earn some money and showcase what they're doing and give exposure to the youth. And we are doing a combination of, on December the 4th, of lanterns. So we're having a lantern festival. December 4th. At the beginning, like more around 3 o'clock, we're asking families to come and make lanterns with their children. And then the after 3 group will be here, and they will have their lanterns made, and they will help the kids as well. And then we're going to showcase it in the evening for 3 evenings. So it would be Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. And then the lanterns would go back to the kids. So do come. That's what we're preparing for now. Christmas has started. That's the fun time of the year. So please come on down.
I completely agree. Now, seeing that you have all these amazing things, I know I'm going to try and drag everybody I know to come and make some lanterns with me, because
Absolutely.
I think doing that, having that opportunity to get a little bit extra Christmassy, get a little extra taste of it all just before Christmas is starting, because we know everything has been a little rough, and we want to raise the spirits of everybody. Seeing that this is an amazing place to be, and I'm sure, guys, if you enter this, your spirits will be raised instantly. Seeing you could hear the beautiful chime above us. Everywhere hair makes your skin just burst with enjoyment, because every little aspect of hair is just so sweet and whimsical, like her earrings, just like the little fish scales, because I find they are very, very beautiful. Speaking of those fish scales, do you do anything else besides using fish scales? Do you use any other thing?
I use wood, I use seeds, I use sea glass. I basically find anything that is around. I think my eyes just see things differently. And I just use whatever I have, and I make something. The other day I pulled some vine off of one of the trees, and I made a pair of earrings for somebody, and it has dried so beautifully that I'm now looking to see what else I could do with it, because it's just different. And that's about it. Just be different. And I'm so glad you mentioned the place as being magical. That's what I wanted to accomplish, and if you've said it, then I've accomplished it.
Exactly, you have reached that threshold, because I know that you are doing a great job here, seeing your amazing craftsmanship, as well as those of the artists who come and drop off their artwork, or who sit here and have a great time painting. Getting that view of that water is just relaxing, and I can see how easy it is to be creative in a space like this. So I hope that everyone out there checks out your stuff, because they do not want to miss it, especially as that Christmas collection is coming. Now, guys, if you don't want me to beat you to it, I think you need to be on the lookout, because I know I'm going to be the first in line for those earrings. Now, I would like to say again, thank you for joining me here. It was a pleasure having you.
It's an absolute pleasure to have you guys anytime.
Yes, because this is one of our favorite places to come. As you can see, guys, the place is beautiful, the wind is agreeing with me, and the chime is making a beautiful noise. So guys, I want to say thank you again, and I will see you in one moment. Welcome back, everybody. Now, as you already know, Vanessa Henry Long is a very familiar face here on DBS this morning. But we are going to look at her in a whole new capacity. Not makeup, not fashion, but something completely different. So let's check her out. Good morning, beautiful people. I am joined here with Vanessa Henry Long. And for those of you who do not know who she is, she's a frequent person here on DBS this morning. And she's going to tell us a little bit more about Kiwanis and herself. So, tell the people everything.
Oh, so thank you so much and welcome DBS family. Yes, I'm here in a different capacity. This time I am talking about the service organization Kiwanis Club of Castries. And for many persons may know about service organizations, there are quite a few of them, but Kiwanis is a bit special because the theme and the motto for Kiwanis is serving the children of the world. Now, this is very dear to me because I am a mom of 2 active boys, and of course, if I deal with a service club that talks about helping underprivileged kids, for me, I think this just brings everything full circle and home, and it's definitely something that I am passionate about, serving and volunteering my time.
Now, I know volunteering is a great thing to put yourself in. We've said so many times here on the morning show. So, guys, you've seen it here. First, you see she has kids and she got herself involved in a club that does everything children related. And I really love that. That is so cute. You know, everything it makes sense.
I know, right? Because even when I first started in Kiwanis, I started about 5 years ago. But the club, Kiwanis Club of Castries, is part of the organization Kiwanis International. Kiwanis Club of Castries has been around for 40 years. Actually, we in our 40th year, and we recently celebrated our 40th anniversary. Way older than I am. So that just goes to show you how long this club has been making an impact into communities around St. Lucia and also in the lives of many kids. But I really wanted to share with you, Alison, some of the things that we have recently done. The club is in its new year. And just to educate persons who are listening, Kiwanis year starts from October to September. Unlike our year that starts January to December, Kiwanis year basically just started for the new, what we call administrative term. And guess what? I've been given a new role. So for persons who would have seen me maybe here before speak about what I do, I was previously a director with the club and PR chairperson. I'm still PR chairperson, but in this new administrative year, I've been given a heavy role of the secretary. So we have a new board of directors as well as a new president in that of Dora Henry. Yes, this is my big sister and she's also part of volunteering. So we have a new president. We also have the immediate past president who was part of the board, Delia Charles. Then we have our president-elect, Marcian Lloyd Justine, and 3 directors, which are new directors for this year. We have Marianne Montoot, Eulampia Paul Springer, and we also have DP Heralal Napol. So these are our 3 directors. So we may be wondering why all those people. At the end of the day, we need to be accountable to the funds that we receive. So it's not just about, okay, a one-man show. It's about a number of persons in the community coming together to ensure that whatever we receive and whatever has to be put out is accountable. So we have a treasurer, Vincentia Herman. So we have secretary, myself. So you have different people who are responsible for various aspects of the runnings of the organization.
Exactly, not one person can do it by themselves. We need that group, we need that team effort, and I love how Kiwanis has laid it all out to make everything quick and easy. So I think everybody wants to know a little bit more about your recent projects, if you all have had any, for the opening year.
Oh, I'm happy that you asked that. Our first project was actually what we call the Kiwanis One Day Project. Now, all service organizations within the Kiwanis International belt or body had to take part in this project. It happened on October 22nd, and trust me, it was, what are we going to do? Everybody was wondering, what are you going to do? Because it's not like a competition amongst Kiwani's clubs, but it's like you want to go out there and make an impact for one day. So all clubs around the world, Kiwani's clubs, had to do a project for one day, which was October 22nd. And guess what we decided to do? To plant some seedlings at the Grozile Primary School. So this is our little baby, and hopefully we will see a few months down the line, or maybe weeks down the line, we'll go back there to see if they grow, if they make the little lettuce, the little tomatoes we plant. So it can work with the kitchenette or the kitchen in that school to help feed the kids.
You see, so even though y'all are sowing seeds wherever y'all go, and I love that, especially in a little primary school, doing those little things and seeing that you're starting from early, because as they always said, as of recently, we need to be planting our own food and showing that the young ones from early on, showing them how to do these things is really commendable, and I really love that. Kiwanis is doing some big things.
Now, totally, like you say, showing the young ones. And so we also had our younger members, because Kiwani's Club of Castries is more the older folks, but we have the younger ones from the St. Joseph's Convent SJC Key Club who joined us, as well as a little older from Sir Arthur Lewis Circle K who also joined us on this project. So it was really a group of service leaders coming together from as young as secondary school into the tertiary level, and then of course us who are working class people who join in to make this project a reality. And it's just the beginning. We have so many more projects to come up, especially for the new quarter. Our Christmas party is coming on soon, so you will get to know about that. And even my heart goes out, like recently what happened. I mean, nobody was expecting the flash flood or whatever we want to call it, the trough. So we will definitely be putting ourselves out in the community to help persons who were affected by the recent events of natural events, I would say, the weather.
Well, that is really commendable that you all are going to go out of your way, not only for the kids, but for our St. Lucians, because it really was very difficult over that weekend. But I think everybody is very interested right now, because seeing you doing such amazing things, a lot of people want to get on board. So how can one do that?
Okay, I'm happy you asked. If you are on social media, feel free to follow us, Kiwani's Club of Castries. We also on Facebook and Instagram. We have a website as well, kiwanisclubofcastries.com, so you can get to see some of the projects that we do. If you are interested in getting to know how you can be part of this service organization, you can get onto our social media platform or any of the members that you know of to see how they can come to help get initiated into the club. It's not just about saying, I want to help, but it's about the longevity of it. How are you going to make an impact, not just with your words, but with your actions?
Exactly. So guys, I think joining a volunteering club, it doesn't even have to be Kiwanis, but joining a volunteering club or going out and volunteer, even in your little community, is going to be a great thing, a great initiative, and especially getting those young people involved, it always brings a smile to a lot of people's faces, and I love to see it personally. So guys, I want to say thank you again, Vanessa, for giving me the time, and I'll see you in one moment.
Good morning and welcome to this morning's Soca Size session. Leading the wine, we have Laurie, Susie, and Shani. Let's get ready to sweat with Soca Size. This morning's wine and tone workout is Sim Simmer by Beanie Man. Let's get moving. All right, so we're going to begin moving to one side in a circle and then to the next side. Two of those. Let's go. Next side, and we're going to begin now. Knees coming up, hands up, same side. Pepper seed, double. Arms up again, and pepper seed. Shoulders, move those shoulders. Two more, last one. Circle, round. Squeeze it. Tail as you go, yes. Hey. Next side, and keep that arm up. No chicken wings, no chicken wings. First side, let's go. Squeeze it, squeeze it. Next side, 4, 3, 2, take it up and pepper seed, hey. Move those shoulders, take it up, pepper seed. Run, squeeze it. Next side, and first side, next side, and 3, 2, 1, take it up, pepper seed, shoulders, hey, take it up, pepper seed. First side, round. Next side, and squeeze that belly. Keep breathing. Next side. Switch sides. Switch again. Yes, feel it, feel it. That side, 4, 3, 2, take it up and pepper seed. Hey, take it up, pepper seed. Up, up, pepper. That was this morning's session. Thank you for choosing to flaunt with Soca Size St. Lucia. Have a wonderful day.
All right, guys, that brings us to the end of our show. Now, today is Friday, so you know what I want you to do? I want you to go out and find something fun to do, because the week before has been a little meh, but we're trying to bring it home today, Friday, as the weekend is about to start and we're looking for a great introduction into all that good stuff. Now, guys, I want you to have an amazing day, and I'll see you bright and early on Monday morning. Bye.